the drive. That completes the triangle that we're going to build around these two inside linebackers for our read, okay? So you can always tell your quarterback, listen, I'm going to paint that tailback to the same side of the drive, and the drive's always the H in 11 or 12 personnel. If we wanted to go 4 wideouts, we'd take him off the field, put a little Z around there, and wherever we put the Z, he would run the drive, okay? We're going to stay with the H right now in 11. I'm a big 11 guy. All right, so let me finish the rest of this defense real quick. I always just draw 4 across, guys. All right, just for purposes of teaching. Again, read 2, 42, or 6, whatever you call it. Quarters, just 4 across. You figure it out from there, okay? And then there's 3 guys left, right? So we've got the nickel spur, the A-gap linebacker, and the B-gap linebacker, okay? When we run any of these 4 linebacker read concepts, which is what we're specifically talking about in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to put a triangle around these 2 football players, okay? At the end of the day, we're going to end up with somebody here, and somebody here. And our quarterback is going to read from one linebacker on his first look to the second linebacker in a vice. Okay, the first read on drive, shallow, mesh, and cross, if it has any type of horizontal leverage or vertical leverage on that first linebacker, give it to him. On these routes, 7 out of 10 times, the first look guy should get it. Clearly, if you're getting into man, blitz, those type of things, that concept goes out the window. You got to get to your man beater or your hot read. That's also in the system. That's also in the books. I'm not going to cover all that today for lack of time. But from a read standpoint, that first look should get the ball, and this should be a high completion deal for you, okay? On drive, again, the first thing are the pre-snap looks. The weak X has the speed out. The strong X has the win post. And again, I don't care if I put a 3x1 set, whether I'm in empty, however you do it, 10, 11, 12, to the side of the strength, he's got the win post, okay? These are pre-snaps, okay, on drive. So any 3 under defense, I feel good about taking this. Any inside leverage, a soft man, no one-on-one with no underneath predetermined flat player, whether it's cover 2 or 3 week, we're going to take that speed out. The post, again, is all about quarters. Now, you got to be careful because you're going to get a lot of quarters, especially 11 personnel. And you might be calling this on 1st and 10. You might not want a home run. So you might want to develop a tag or a wink or a system or something. With us, it's kind of how we formate it and go into a game. We say, in this formation, I want you to look for the win post because we're going to get a lot of quarters, and I think this is a home run ball at this point. You know, there are times on 1st and 10 when you want to take a shot and times when you want to get a completion, right? After you get through the pre-snap of yes or no and yes or no, post-snap on drive, the H or Z, first look. You say, what about that nickel spur? Well, there's a couple things. You could go 3x1 and run away from them. What we do try and do is we try and teach this guy to widen him. He's got to come under and then get on top of those linebackers. But by formation and width and how fast the quarterback plays, we're able to get that ball to the crosser at 2 yards. Again, his original alignment should be around 5 or 6. He should have to widen and carry a little bit. By the time he catches it, if we're playing fast and getting that ball to the drive route early, we have seen that the pass catcher can get his head around, his shoulders around, get more than 2 steps down, and use his shoulder pads if there's any collision because of the alignment, because of the depth of the route, and because of how quickly we throw it, and certainly how we're teaching this slot to try and widen him with his stem. Certainly has to come underneath and then over the top. And again, guys, if that nickel spur is an issue, get him bunch and run it into the boundary. Clearly a hard corner could be the same way. You want to teach this speed out to outside release and convert if you're getting hard corner over there, okay? Third look, again, you can flare this guy. You can you don't want to wheel him over here in this one. You can flat this guy. You can put him on a hide route. But if you don't take this first look, if this guy's jumping that football, then what we have is we have a vice on this backside backer, whether he's sinking to play the dig or down here in this low hole into the flat. Okay, and that's how we read that thing. It's as simple as that, okay? The second